Hello again, you guys. It's Carly from the Poetry of Nice, and I have a weekly sales update video for you guys. Now, it's a little bit later than it usually is. I'm a few days behind, but this one is for the 20th through the 26th of April, and this was a pretty good week. So what I'm going to do is take you through, like I usually do, the three platforms that I sell on, which are Etsy, Poshmark, and eBay, and I'll break it down with each item, let you know where I picked it up from, how long it was listed roughly, and of course, how much it's sold for. So here we go. Etsy to begin with, this item has been in my Etsy store, eBay store, Poshmark closet, everywhere for so long, and I could never figure out why. So it's vintage Disney bedding. It's a flat sheet. People buy this kind of stuff all the time for like upcycling, maybe to children's clothing and things like that. I've never had an issue selling it. Some of these I sold for like $50 and stuff, depending on the print, but for whatever reason, this one, I just couldn't give it away. Anyway, it finally sold for $22.95. I picked this up from a yard sale, I believe. It was so long ago now, I can hardly remember. And like I said, it's literally been years, but I'm really glad that it went on somewhere. So maybe someone's going to make a face mask out of it, something, who knows. All right, and the other Etsy sale I had this week was this vintage Tennessee Vols hat. This one sold for $29.95, and that had been listed for probably around 7 to 8 months at this point. Okay, and on to Poshmark. So quite a few vintage items sold on Poshmark this week. This was a fairly good week, like I mentioned. But this was last week, so I've had a full week of sales since then. And I can tell you that me personally, let me know down in the comments how it is for you, but I can look at the graph of my store for the last sort of, couple of months, and I can see a peak around like the 13th, 14th of April where those stimulus checks came out. And then on either side of that, there's a bit of a trough basically, and I'm heading back down right now. Hopefully not all the way down, and hopefully I can kind of manage that and bring it back up as we go on. Now that things are kind of, reopening, and who knows how it's all going to go, but hopefully I can manage those. But I just thought I'd let you know that I did see basically a peak around the time that some of those checks came out, and then on either side of that it has been pretty slow. You'll see that in the next sales update. Anyway, so Poshmark, some vintage items, vintage, another UT or University of Tennessee item, like a plaid sort of mock turtleneck sweatshirt. This sold for $20. So it's kind of out of season for me selling these items. Usually I sell them around like August or into fall, when the kind of like school football season, collegiate football season is kicking off. But hey, I will definitely take the sale. Absolutely. Okay, and that one was listed for, I think, about 3 months. Vintage kids overalls with this really cute like blue and white daisy print. Very, very springtime, summertime, all that good stuff. They sold for $16, and they were from a filler bag. No particular brand, just cute like kind of 90s vintage. And they were listed for about a month and a half. Okay, these I absolutely loved. I thought they were so cool. They were listed for about 4 or 5 months, and obviously the season is kind of coming around to them now, but I thought they were really cool. So 90s, solid, like really bold purple, and they had that kind of paper bag waist, where it kind of looks like it's gathered like a paper sack, and they sold for $25. Now on Poshmark, I always mention this in case someone watching is newer to Poshmark. If I send out my offer to likers, i.e. somebody likes my item, and I go ahead and proactively send them an offer, I have to give them a shipping discount. Everybody does. It's about $2.11 out of my pocket towards their shipping as an incentive. However, if they bundle an item or I bundle it for them and I send an offer, then you don't have to do that. So just to let you know, a little bit of a tip there. All right, another vintage item. Vintage did pretty good for me right now on Poshmark, apparently. 90s oversized denim button-up shirt. It was a size 18-20. I actually held off listing this item because I didn't think it was going to be worth my time. It sold in less than a week. So there you go. And it sold for $18. The next one is a loft or Ann Taylor loft, blue and white seersucker, that kind of like gathered striped sundress. Super cute. $18. Just pretty basic. $18. 16 to 18 is about standard for me with a loft dress. And this was listed for about 4 months. But again, the season is upon us now for it. CJ Banks, this I picked up because it was a plus size. It was a 1X, and it had those animal prints in there as well. And animal print is fairly popular right now. Sold for $14. All right, next is Hot Cotton. I really like this brand. And in case you're wondering, here is the label, like a close-up of it. There we go. I've always really liked this brand. It's kind of hit or miss now for me. It used to be like a quick sale. And they definitely have a lag and look style. So lag and look is definitely a word that I would use for these. But these are just a 100% linen wide leg pant, cool burnt orange colour, sold for $21 on a best offer. I find their bigger sizes tend to do better as well. Calvin Klein black waxed denim skirt. I let this go for too little, I think. $13. I went back and forth with a person and we were worlds apart. It was originally listed for $25, and like I said, went back and forth. We kind of landed on $13, and I decided I just wanted a sale at that point, so I went for it. But I probably undersold this item a little bit because it was quite a cool item and it was a good size 12, but that's okay. It happens, and at least we got a sale, eh? And the last one is a little lot that I got from a filler bag, and they were only listed about 2 weeks or so, of baby girl bloomers. I have never sold these before, and they were all kinds of random brands, all the way from Cherokee, which I think is like Walmart, all the way up to like Ralph Lauren and Baby Gap and stuff. But they were super cute, and they were all the same size, all the same kind of aesthetic, and hey, they sold for $14. All right, and on to eBay. So we've got some Not Your Daughter's jeans, just a grey boot cut in a size 6. They sold for $15. Everything here as well is plus shipping, just to let you know. I don't really do free shipping. Newer tags loft, like a red, pink, mild sort of knit top, if you like, $15. I was hoping to get more for that, with it being new with tags, but it's just such a simple style. It wasn't extra large, which is a good size and all, but you know, it's kind of hung out for a while, probably about 8 to 9 months, so I decided to let it go. These books I originally picked up at a yard sale, or a rummage sale really, for 50 cents a piece, and I picked them up for my husband because he really, really likes this author, this R.A. Salvatore. I hope I didn't butcher that. Anyway, he read a bunch of these, so we decided to just kind of lock them up and sell them. I had them up for $30, as you can see. However, I did take a best offer of $16 plus shipping there, because I've had them for a little while, several months, and I just think there's no time like the present to sell them, really, with everything that's going on. So there we go. Hopefully someone has stuff to do now. Born, not a brand I always pick up. However, this was a fairly good sale. These were a filler bag, so very, very cheap, and they sold for $23.09 on sale, and again, plus the shipping there. Next, Michael by Michael Kors, which is like their lower end kind of diffusion line, black and white zebra top. It was a size small, but I grabbed it because of the animal print, and this sold for $12.99 on a best offer. Jones, New York, these actually sold for full asking price, which is kind of cool, for $16.99, and I grabbed them because they were 100% linen. There's kind of like wide leg Bermuda shorts. I do like to sell linen, especially 100% linen. Jones, New York is not a standout brand to me, but obviously the style kind of sold these a little bit. This was a quick sale. I grabbed this from a filler bag, the same place actually I got the baby bloomers, and so this was listed for just a couple of days. It was just a simple loft lounge, which I guess is just like a little offshoot of loft. Here is the label. There we go. Oh, it's sideways. Oops. There you go. It was a size extra small, but it was open front, and it had some really nice like waffle knit to it, and waffle knit is a great keyword to use. And like I said, it sold just a couple of days for full asking price of $18.99 plus shipping. So that's a pretty good loft sale there. Land's End black relaxed turtleneck. I grab these when it's a filler bag, when it's super, super cheap, because to me they are just pure bread and butter. And this one, 2X, I love those plus sizes for Land's End turtlenecks, especially the long sleeve ones. This one sold for full asking price of $24.99 plus shipping. So I always grab them, I swear by them. This I have had for ages, months and months and months, and I thought that somebody would grab it almost straight away, but they didn't. Eventually sold for $15, just like a Barbie pop art graphic t-shirt. So yeah, I'm glad that it's on its way. Sonoma, which I think may be from Kohl's, correct me if I'm wrong, but really, really pretty. I found 2 of the same shirt. They were both the size 1X, and they're basically just different colorways, right, of the same shirt. Really, really pretty floral embroidery, like definite kind of boho type vibe, and I sold the 2 of them in a lot for $22.99. Next is Coldwater Creek. This sold for full asking price of $24.99 as well. Just a sort of linen blend floral tapestry coat, and in a size 20W. I do love those plus sizes. I find they do quite well. That particular jacket sold in about 3 to 4 months. Franco Sato, I got these from a thrift store, so I paid a little more than I usually would, like at a rummage sale, for instance. And I really liked them because they were this like woven leather mule, and mules are, you know, very in style and stuff. However, I did not get what I hoped I would get for them. I had them listed for like $42.99, around $45 on Poshmark, I think. And I'd set out plenty of offers and I had no takers, and then someone offered me $24.99, and it has been about 5 months at this point, so I decided to take the $24.99. I probably could have held out and got a bit more, but honestly, I'm just happy to kind of have things moving. Lauren by Ralph Lauren, which again is not a brand I usually pick up, but these were from a filler bag, and yeah, they sold for the full asking price, I think you see there, of $19.99. Vintage dark red crushed velvet top. This sold for $24.99. Vintage granny square Afghan throw blanket. So I've recently got into these and I've had a few good sales. I had one that was like almost like a tie-dye rainbow, which obviously that's going to do well, and that sold for $70 on Poshmark. And then this one here, I'd heard that people are really getting into the granny square like hand knit crocheted blankets, so I grabbed a couple at a rummage sale, very, very cheap, and this one sold for $45 on a best offer, so I was pretty happy with that as well. I would definitely be keeping my eyes peeled, but the bolder the better, I would say, and the more sort of specific colorways that you can describe. Eddie Bauer white Bermuda shorts, just like cropped pants, they sold for $10 on a best offer, so there we go, not the best sale in the world. And the last thing is American Eagle distressed cutoff jeans. They were size 00, so definitely a smaller size, and I had to wait for the right buyer, but they sold for $12. All right, so here come the numbers for this week. So my gross sales were $550.92. My cost of goods, which is everything that I paid for all of the items that I showed you here, which, by the way, my average cost of goods works out at $1.69. That's what I have down for like my fiscal year when I do my taxes with my CPA. So just to let you know, about $1.69 per piece. And that works out to be $47.32 spent on all of these goods here that sold this week. And my fees, I always count as 20% flat because Poshmark is 20%. eBay gets close to that when you factor in like PayPal and store subscription fees and stuff. So I like to just keep it very, very consistent for these videos and let you guys know a realistic amount, basically, that I would spend on fees for selling these kind of items. And that would be $110.18 this week at 20%. And so my net profit this week was $393.42, which is definitely up from the other weeks. Like I said, I'm very, very grateful for that, but I have seen a little bit of decline in the week since then. So stay tuned for my next sales videos, and hopefully you can track that with me and we can give each other advice and just kind of a little bit of reseller solidarity in these sort of unknown times, as you were. But crack on, we'll keep going, keep listing, and hopefully things will pick up here soon. All right, guys, I hope that everybody is staying safe, is staying sane, is staying healthy out there. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you are new here and you do enjoy thrifty content, I would love it if you would hit subscribe and come back and hang out again. And I will catch you in the next video. Bye, you guys.